I love this next guy on the stage. He does this show a lot. He plays here a lot. He's so fantastic. Please remember, please welcome Ammon Brown, everybody. Ammon Brown.
Thanks. Thank you. I love me too. I almost couldn't be here tonight, but thank God my parents are so white that the rhythm method had no chance of working. They're seriously white. I'm one of 8 kids, but I don't have any kids of my own. I'm too much of a procrastinator. But I am married. I got married really young, when it was 2 months allowance instead of 2 months salary. That worked out for me. My wife's Asian. We got married. It was a marriage of necessity. I needed help on my math homework. She needed citizenship. It worked out really well. But my brother actually had this girlfriend that wanted to get married, and she wanted a huge diamond ring. And he's like, there's no way I can afford a ring that big. So he took her to see the movie Blood Diamond. Kind of backfired, though. He had to dump her. She was a huge racist. I know, right? My brother and I, we used to play a lot of pranks on each other when we were little. He'd do stuff like replace my toothpaste with hemorrhoid cream. I know, it's good for swollen gums. Doesn't taste good. But I got him back. I replaced his insulin with heroin. That's right. When he woke up from the coma, I called him from juvie, and I was like, beat that. He's been trying for years. He got a good one on me the other day, actually. He stole my cell phone, and he replaced my ringtone with the sound of a really loud fart. And then he calls me when I'm in a crowded cafe, and I just hear this really loud fart, and I'm like, oh God, that sounded close. Is that me? I think it was, because I felt my pants vibrate. I live in New York City. It's kind of tough sometimes to be a white guy in New York City, because cabs just stop for me all the time, just random. They'll pull up and they'll be like, white man, need a taxi? I'm like, dude, I'm in my car at a traffic light. No. I think I got this. But I have a car in the city. It's pricey. I actually wanted one of those really, really big SUVs, but my wife is green and vegetarian and eco-conscious, so I drive a hummus. It gets really good gas mileage, but the price of gas is still just murdering me, man. Mostly because I'm an arsonist. I tried switching to alternative fuels for my little hobby, but you just look stupid sitting on top of an abandoned warehouse with a magnifying glass. Solar power didn't work. I tried switching to biofuels, but you torch a foreclosed home with ethanol, you just don't get that same sexual thrill. Wow, it's kind of disturbing how many nods of agreement I just saw. I'm like, he's right, Don't do it. But I'm careful. I plant a tree every time I torch a building, try to offset my carbon footprint, But one of the downsides, again, of having a hybrid car is everybody knows you're a pussy and they're not afraid to break into it. They're like, oh, he's obviously a pacifist. So my car gets broken into like every other night. They'll break in, steal half my CDs, leave half. And I'm like, what's wrong with the rest of them? So it got to the point I started leaving notes in the car. I was like, thieves who enjoyed stealing these CDs might also enjoy stealing the following CDs. I'm trying to be helpful. I come out the next morning, there's a post-it note on my car. Good customer service, bad selection. 3 stars. 3 stars, man. But it's a lot like the Amazon.com suggestion box. You guys know that one at the bottom. It tells you based on what you bought before. One time I kind of messed with it on accident. I bought a box set of Chuck Norris movies, because, who doesn't like Chuck Norris? And I bought a Chippendales poster for my sister. Bought a book on impotence. The book on impotence was also for someone who is not me. Then I bought a blow-up Miley Cyrus doll. That's totally for me. But by the end of this, I look at the bottom and it's like, based on your purchase history, might we recommend intensive psychotherapy? So I started seeing a psychiatrist. I think the LSD might have something to do with that. It's a hallucination, I swear. Now, my psychiatrist told me that I keep all my emotions under pressure too much. So it's okay, I just can't eat Pop Rocks. Could get messy. But she told me I have multiple personality disorders, and one of them's afraid of the dark. So I bought a strobe light for my house. On off. That one takes a second. No, so, a guy walked up to me on the street the other day, and he was like, "Hey, are you a registered Democrat?" I said, "Well, no, I'm a registered sex offender." He was like, "We don't need Republicans." My name's Ammon Brown, guys. Thanks a lot. That's my time.